Flour is the foundation of countless baked goods, from crispy baguettes to fluffy cakes and tender pastries. But with so many flour types available, understanding their characteristics can elevate your baking to a new level. Whether you are a professional baker or just exploring, our comprehensive guide to flour types will empower you to make the best choice for your next culinary creation. Understanding flour and its role in baking. Flour is a finely ground powder made from grains, seeds, or roots. The most common flour used in baking is wheat flour, but there are numerous other types, both wheat-based and gluten-free, each providing unique properties. The composition of flour, including its protein, gluten content, and grind, directly impacts the texture, rise, and structure of baked goods. Gluten, the secret behind texture. Gluten is a protein that forms when water is mixed with flour. It gives structure and elasticity to bread, acting as the framework that traps gases released by yeast or baking powder, which creates the airy, chewy texture. Different flours have varying gluten contents, which makes choosing the right type critical for specific baking results. Wheat-based flours. All-purpose flour. All-purpose flour is a versatile medium-protein flour, typically containing around 10 to 12% protein. It is the jack of all trades of flours and can be used for cakes, cookies, bread, and more. It's neither too soft nor too strong, making it suitable for a wide range of recipes, but not necessarily ideal for those requiring a specific texture or crumb. Bread flour. Bread flour is high in protein, usually ranging from 12 or 14%. This extra protein contributes to a higher gluten content, leading to a stronger structure ideal for bread with a chewy texture, like sourdough and baguettes. Bread flour is best for recipes that need more rise and chewiness. Cake flour. Cake flour has a low protein content, around 6 to 8%. It's finely milled and highly bleached, which helps produce light and fluffy cakes. The lower protein level means less gluten formation, giving cakes, muffins, and pastries their tender, melt-in-your-mouth texture. Pastry flour. Pastry flour falls between cake and all-purpose flour, with a protein content of 8 to 10%. This makes it ideal for producing tender yet slightly sturdy baked goods such as tarts, pie crusts, and some cookies. It balances tenderness with enough strength to create a flaky texture. Whole wheat flour. Whole wheat flour retains the bran, germ, and endosperm of the wheat grain, making it more nutritious and dense compared to white flour. It's higher in fiber and has a protein content similar to all-purpose flour, though it can make baked goods denser. Whole wheat flour is ideal for bread, muffins, and pancakes, where a heartier texture is desired. Self-rising flour. Self-rising flour is all-purpose flour mixed with baking powder and salt. It's a convenient choice for quick breads, biscuits, and pancakes, where leavening agents are already incorporated. White whole wheat flour. White whole wheat flour is made from hard white wheat instead of traditional red wheat, offering a milder flavor and lighter color. It retains the same nutritional profile as regular whole wheat flour, but produces a more delicate crumb. Specialty wheat flours. Durum flour. Durum flour, or semolina, is made from durum wheat and is most commonly used in pasta making. It's high in protein and gluten, which contributes to its firm texture, ideal for noodles and some types of bread like Italian pane di semola. Spelt flour. Spelt flour is an ancient grain flour that can be used as a substitute for whole wheat flour. It has a slightly nutty flavor and lower gluten content, which produces softer baked goods. It's best used in recipes for bread, muffins, and even cookies. Gluten-free flour options. For those with gluten sensitivity or celiac disease, there are numerous gluten-free flours available, each with unique properties to consider. Almond flour. Almond flour is made from finely ground blanched almonds. It's naturally gluten-free, rich in protein, and ideal for baked goods like cookies, cakes, and bread that benefit from added richness and moistness. Coconut flour. Coconut flour is highly absorbent and gluten-free, made from dried coconut meat. It's rich in fiber and requires more liquid than other flours. Coconut flour adds a subtle sweetness, making it ideal for cakes, muffins, and pancakes. Rice flour. Rice flour, both white and brown, is one of the most popular gluten-free flours. It's often used in blends to create a neutral base and gives a delicate, fine texture. It's common in gluten-free baking and works well for cookies and light cakes. Oat flour. Oat flour is made from finely ground oats and provides a mildly sweet flavor and added fiber. It's versatile in gluten-free baking, often used in muffins, cookies, and quick breads. It's important to check for certified gluten-free oats to avoid cross-contamination. Chickpea flour. Chickpea flour, also known as gram or besan flour, is rich in protein and has a dense, nutty flavor. It's commonly used in savory dishes like flatbreads or fritters and can be blended with other gluten-free flours for baking. Tapioca flour. Tapioca flour is a starch extracted from cassava root. It's commonly used in gluten-free baking to add chewiness and elasticity, making it an excellent thickener in combination with other flours. Blending flours for optimal results. Wheat flour blends. Mixing wheat flours can help achieve the desired balance of protein, gluten content, and texture. For example, blending whole wheat flour with all-purpose flour provides the nutritional benefits of whole grains while maintaining a lighter texture. Gluten-free flour blends. Gluten-free baking often requires mixing several flours and starches to achieve the right balance of taste, texture, and elasticity. A common blend may include rice flour, almond flour, and tapioca starch to create a mix that mimics traditional wheat flour. Choosing the right flour for your recipe for bread. Bread flour is the go-to choice for yeasted breads that need a strong structure, such as sourdough and bagels. Whole wheat flour can be used for a denser, more nutritious loaf. To make bread lighter while maintaining whole grain benefits, consider blending whole wheat flour with all-purpose flour. For cakes and pastries. For light, tender cakes, cake flour is the best choice. Pastry flour, with its moderate protein content, works well for flaky pastries like croissants and pie crusts. All-purpose flour can also be used in a pinch, though results may vary slightly. For gluten-free baking can be challenging, but choosing the right flour or blend is key. Almond flour and coconut flour are great for rich, moist cakes, while rice flour is ideal for cookies. Using a combination of flours like oat, tapioca, and rice flour can create balanced results. Flour storage and shelf life. Proper storage of flour is essential to maintain its quality. Flour should be stored in an airtight container in a cool, dry place to prevent spoilage and pest infestation. Whole grain flours, which contain natural oils, are best stored in the refrigerator or freezer to extend their shelf life and prevent rancidity. White versus whole wheat flour storage. White flours, such as all-purpose or bread flour, can be kept at room temperature for up to a year. Whole wheat and nut-based flours should be used within 3 to 6 months due to their higher oil content, which can cause them to spoil faster. Common substitutions and adjustments. Substituting flours can yield varied results. For instance, swapping all-purpose flour for cake flour will result in a denser cake unless you adjust the recipe, often adding more liquid or reducing flour. Gluten-free flours often require xanthan gum or gar gum to mimic gluten's elasticity. Whole wheat for all-purpose. When substituting whole wheat flour for all-purpose flour, use 1/3 less whole wheat flour and consider adding an additional tablespoon of liquid for every cup to maintain moisture. Whole wheat flour's density can alter the texture, making it heavier. Almond flour for wheat flour. Almond flour can often replace wheat flour in a 1:1 ratio for cakes or cookies, but the texture will be denser. Adding an extra egg can help improve binding when substituting almond flour. Flour FAQs. What is the best flour for beginners? All-purpose flour is the best option for beginners because of its versatility. It's suitable for a wide range of baked goods, from bread to cakes, making it ideal for experimenting and learning the basics. Can you mix different flours? Yes, blending different flours can improve the flavor, texture, and nutritional value of baked goods. Combining all-purpose flour with whole wheat flour, or adding a small amount of specialty flour like rye or spelt, can create more complex flavors and better textures. Selecting the right flour is foundational to successful baking. Understanding the differences in protein content, gluten strength, and properties of each flour helps in making informed choices that bring your baked creations to life. Whether you're looking for the perfect chew in a loaf of sourdough or the soft tenderness of a sponge cake, there's a flour for every need.